Daniel is dead, Liam has been kidnapped, and Molly's all by herself. Hey everybody, please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. This is the Deluise Book Series channel. I'm Kristina, Kristina, where I read books and review books, usually a series. I like series. I'm a series person. I like to read series. I'm going to go through the series tomorrow and talk about all the series that I'm currently doing. But right now, we're talking about Time of Fog and Fire, Rhys Bowen. I give this book 5 stars. It was, without a doubt, the best book in the series so far. Really, I mean, I read this thing, it drew me in from the first page and took off, and I was with it the whole page. It was so good. Okay, so in the previous book, Away with the Manger, Daniel was shot, and it was also revealed that police commissioner does not like Daniel, and his pals at Tammany Hall found Daniel to be too honest to their liking because he would not take bribes, and they were trying to blame Daniel during his absence for the incident involving the shooting. Daniel was trying to save the young guy, and instead, not only did the young guy get shot and get killed, but Daniel also got shot. And it was during Daniel's time in recuperating that it was discovered that the powers that be really don't want Daniel in the job because he's just too honest. Then John Wilkie comes back into our lives again. He's with the Secret Service, and he hires Daniel to go on a secret mission. Molly meets Samuel Clemens at Sid and Gus's, her best friend's party, and she meets Richard Graves, a magazine editor who wants to do a story on a female detective, and she meets Rose Endicott. So Rose Endicott drags Molly to the theater because, all right, let me go back a step here. I got a step ahead. So Mr. Wilkie comes and he offers Daniel a position in the Secret Service, and he sends him on a mission. And he goes to Washington and meets with Roosevelt, and then Daniel disappears. And Molly has no idea where he is or where he's gone or anything. And she's extremely worried. There's been no contact from him at all. Okay, so then she goes to the party, and she meets Mrs. Endicott and Mr. Graves. And Mr. Graves wants to do the article on the private art. He actually comes over and does the article. But Molly says she wants to read it before he publishes it, and he agrees to that. And in the meantime, Mrs. Endicott comes over to her Molly's house during the week and says, "Molly, you've got to come. I've just found my husband." So apparently, you know those movie shorts, that the newsreels they used to show before movies in the theater back then? Well, the lady spotted her husband in one of the newsreels. So Molly went with her, and Bertie went with her to see the movie. And not only did they see Mr. Endicott, but they saw Daniel in the movie. So he was out in California. And then Molly gets a message from Daniel, and it's a really insulting message. It's something that he would never, ever, ever say to her. And she's going in her mind, and she's like, why would he write something like this to me? I don't do the knitting, and I don't do this, and I'm not this. And she thinks about it, and in the middle of the night, she has that light bulb moment. There were certain words, and I'm sorry I didn't write them down, but there were certain words that were underlined in his letter to her, and the first letter was, and it spelled out come. So she interprets that he's in trouble and he needs her to come to California. Now, I do believe that it was kind of wrong, but I understand it was for plot purposes. Okay, I get that. That she could have taken Bertie with her, but then Bertie would have protected Liam, and then we wouldn't have had that. What happens? So she leaves Bertie with the Sid and Gus, and her and Liam go on the train to California all by themselves. And they meet Mr. Paxton, I believe it is, and he takes care of them on the train. He helps them on the train. She gets to California, and there's Caruso, the opera singer is in town, so every hotel in town is booked solid. So Mr. Paxton offers her to put her up at the palace, and then Molly goes out and tries to find Rodriguez where Daniel was staying, and so Miss Rodriguez insists that Molly come stay with her. Now Molly, against, I know she wants to find Daniel, but she's leaving 5-10-star hotel for like a 2-star residence. But anyway, Mrs. Rodriguez convinces Molly to move into her place, and one of the residents in Mrs. Bella Rodriguez's house will look after Ian, which is a mistake, but that's what she does. So Molly goes off to the police department, and they tell her she's too late. They buried Daniel 2 days ago. He fell off a cliff, supposedly. So Molly is absolutely devastated, and she wants to have his coffin exhumed so they can send him back to New York to be buried next to his father. In the meantime, there's a big, huge earthquake, and everything is destroyed. And the nurse that was, or the resident in Mrs. Rodriguez's house takes Liam and runs. Molly gets clonked on the head during the earthquake and loses her memory and ends up in a makeshift hospital with no memory of who she is. So it takes a little bit, and then she remembers who she is, and she remembers about Liam. And then in her search for Liam, she runs into Daniel, who's been disguised as a professor. He's got all this actor theater makeup on, because the mayor of the city and his cohorts are the ones that tried to kill Daniel, and they ended up killing another guy that was trying to help Daniel. He had all the information, all the proof that the mayor was corrupt, and all the documents to prove it on this big, huge land deal. But because of the earthquake, so it takes some time, and the angst and the stress trying to find William, of trying to find Daniel. Then they try and find help. They go to this general guy who's above everybody else, who's has a reputation of being honest. So Daniel tells all him that stuff, and then they head back to New York. But you have to read it to get all the intricate details. It is a really, really good book. It's 5 stars. Please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm a good job. I'm just reading books, talking books. I have no special drop-ins. I have none of that special talent. I don't have the money to buy some of the equipment. My lighting's bad. My audio is bad. I just need you to like and subscribe, please. And Time of Fog and Fire, Rhys Bowen. I think it's 16 in the Molly series. I had it written down. I don't know where it was. 16 in the Molly series, Molly Murphy series. It's really good. I'm a series person. I read series. So this was so good. Please check it out, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.